Blessings on thee, little man, barefoot boy with cheek of tan, with thy turned up pantaloons and thy merry whistled tunes, with thy red lip redder still, kissed by strawberries on the hill. All right, that was John Greenleaf Whittier. That was my dad's favorite poem. I had to try that 3 times so I could get through it without crying. We used to say that, line for line, back and forth. But today is strawberry planting day, and darn it, today is strawberry planting day. It's April 25th, 2021. The pandemic's finally calming down. Yay! The mask mandate's going away. Yay! People are starting to smile at each other again. Yay! And today's my husband's birthday. He can't be here. He's stuck somewhere waiting on a trailer. So, he's coming home in a few days, and we're going to go fly kites. And we're going to go break a piñata. So, yeah. My 6-year-old grandson helped plan the birthday party. So, we're going to break a piñata. But today, we're going to plant strawberries. So, in honor of the Ozarks, I bought Ozark Beauty strawberries. I believe they're everbearing. And my dad taught me how to grow strawberries. Hey, it's easy being green. Can you see? It's easy being green. So let's go be green today, okay? All right, let's go. So when I was here last time, I said I was going to make a sidewalk, and I did. I planted my peonies there, and then I made this little sidewalk that comes down here towards the camper and leads on up to the camper door. But right next to it, I marked off a spot for a strawberry patch, as you can see from the grapevines, the wild grapevines I laid out. It's just kind of a triangle. There's only 25 plants. It's going to be right next to the house, and right now, as you can see, it's a little bit shady. So some of these really tiny trees are coming down. That and a couple over there are coming down. And that's going to free up a lot of sun. So it's going to be fine. I just have a good vibe about this spot. Normally I would bless my space first. I just kind of want to get going on this. It was a long ride down. I'm ready. I'm anxious to get going. So I'm going to rake this little spot out. Going to push the leaves off to one side, save them, and then I'm going to use those leaves as mulch so I don't have to go buy any. All right, let's get started. So these are from Stark's Brothers out of Louisiana, Missouri. And this is how they came. And they are called Ozark Beauty Everbearing Strawberry. And they just come in a big glump all rubber band together. And I can't get this apart with one hand, but I'm just gonna take these rubber bands off. Sounds like the hawks are gonna help me. And then, as soon as I get all this apart, I'm going to throw it into a bucket of water so they can soak while I'm preparing that bed. Okay, before this gets destroyed, I want to just point out, these are little spring beauties. These little guys. See those? And they kind of grow in a circle. They're also called fairy spuds. Because if you dig up right in the middle, like this is my circle. If I dig, whoops, this is my circle. If I dig up right there, I'm gonna get like a little spud, like that big. Kind of like a potato. And totally edible. And the little flowers are edible. I put them in ice cubes sometimes. But the problem is that they take forever to grow. That spud takes forever to grow. So just be mindful if you ever dig them up to eat them, like leave lots and lots and lots, because they do take forever to develop. Remember, it's easy being green. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. I just want to show how super loamy my soil is. I wish I had a stick. It's just loamy because it's been in the bottom of the woods. I don't know how well you can hear me. It's quite a ways away. But, I mean, look at that. That's just with my hands. that's gonna be so great for this strawberry bed because I don't have to do that much to it. I did study permaculture for about 11 years in Louisiana, and I'm keeping these strawberries right next to my door, right next to my windows where I can keep an eye on them, because turtles love strawberries and other low-lying little critters love them. And there's a lot of snapping turtles down here, a lot of little strawberry snatchers. So I'm just gonna, what am I gonna do? Chase off a turtle though? I mean, really, what do you do? Shoo, shoo. Can you see a turtle running away? He'd be like eating my strawberries and looking at me, but whatever. Anyway, I'm just gonna grow enough for me and the turtle, I guess. Anyway, you might have been wondering why in the beginning of the video you saw me putting on makeup, and that's because I'm working in the sun today and it is spring, and people often forget that their skin's been protected all winter. So I can either put sunscreen on my face or I can throw on some makeup. I chose makeup today, and because sometimes my neighbors stop by and I don't want to frighten them any more than I normally do. And then sunscreen everywhere else. That's it. So, oh, and the other fact is that the strawberry's gonna be on the hill. Like I read in the poem, Strawberries on a Hill. I know a lot of people use those strawberry, whatever you call that, a tier system or whatever, a spiral that builds up. The only problem I have with that is, one, it gets dried out really, really fast, and I want my berries juicy. And two, I don't know where the runners are going to land, and because the next year you're going to get your berries off your baby runners, and where are those runners going to go? You'd have to, I don't know. I've never tried one of those. I know people like them and they look good in magazines and in theory, but I'm just putting my berries straight in the ground. All right, let me get back to work. All right, now for planting strawberries, it's starting to smell really earthy behind me because all I had to do was just do a little bit of hoeing. A little bit of hoeing goes a long way, especially in the Ozarks. That was a joke. No, I just hoed a little bit of the roots and stuff up, and then it starts smelling really earthy. And then I go in my little floral shovel that I showed you before, and I'm making 25 holes since I have 25 plants, and they don't have to be that deep, because if you look, when you plant strawberries, this little guy right here is called your crown. It's like a little flat space in between where your leaves are and where your roots start. Your roots need to be under the ground, and that little thing needs to be above the ground. Right there where those leaves start has to be above the ground. If you plant that too deep, you're gonna mess that thing up. You're gonna have all kinds of rot. And see how long these roots are? They don't need to be that long. I'm gonna take a pair of scissors and I'm gonna cut every one down to that. And then when you plant them, you want to spread those out. Let's do it. Can you see them? So I'm hitting these little guys everywhere. So, there you go, little feller. You know you got some good soil when you're getting earthworms. Like in every shovelful, I'm getting earthworms. So that's a good sign. That's good and loamy, and that's what you want. So you might be wondering, like, what would I do if my soil wasn't loamy and perfect for strawberries? Well, I gotta be perfectly honest with you. I've lived in a lot of places and I've made a lot of gardens. And when I buy a piece of land, up until this point in my life, I know what I'm going to do when I get there. I know what I want the land for. So when I go look at it, I look at the land with that purpose in mind. And when I looked at this place and I saw all these trees and all these dropped leaves that had decayed, and I knew what the soil was going to be. It was just going to be just ready to just burst with anything I put in it, basically. All I got to do is pull back trees, make some sun, and there you go. It's ready to go garden. That's why there's so much algae in that pond, because my land does slope, and it starts up here and goes down to a dip and then comes straight back up. And then I've got all these creeks running around down there. At the bottom, one part of it towards the bottom is my pond, and so all of that sediment from this forest washes into that pond and creates all that silt on the bottom. I knew as soon as I looked at this pond covered by all these trees, I knew what I was going to be dealing with that pond, but I also knew what the land was going to be like, and I knew I wouldn't have to put a lot of amendments in it to get stuff to grow here. The less time I have to spend gardening, the more time I have to play with my family, with my grandkids, and with my animals. And I love to garden, so I just bought soil that was ready to go. If you have to put in amendments, you have my sympathies. Compost. Just keep composting and keep layering, and chop up your leaves and chop up your grass and put some more stuff down and compost over it. That's all I know to tell you. Just keep what they call like a lasagna garden. Try that kind of a thing and look into that. All right, I'm gonna get back to work. I only have to make 25 holes. Okay, for the planting part of it, personally, I tend to each plant individually, so I can look at each and every plant as I'm putting it in the ground. Otherwise, I would just like assembly line cut my roots. But I'm gonna take each one, it's gonna go next to its hole, I'm gonna examine its roots, and I'm gonna probably get rid of about that much and just cut it straight across. Okay, and then when I go to put it in the ground, I'm gonna spread this out as flat as I can get it, like that. And then you do not wanna plant past that crown right there. All right, let me do that part and then I'll show you what the garden looks like. How much wildlife can you spot? I came down to get a pail of water, and it would appear I'm not alone. Look at Mr. Turtle. Can you all see Turtle? Look at him sunning himself. Can you see him? Oh, what was all that about? Gosh, I hope something didn't just jump up and eat him. I hope that was just him having trouble getting off the log. Oh no. I lived in Louisiana a while. I'm not too crazy about things that splash in the water. But look at the ducks. Aren't they cute? It's like a whole little family of ducks. Aww. Just little wild ducks. How cute. Oh, there they are. I was pointing to the wrong shore. Look how cute. Wildlife. All right, I gotta go get water. Hopefully nothing pulls me in that pond. And that's it. It looks just like it did when we first started, doesn't it? And that's fine with me. The less invasive I am on the land, the better off I feel about it. So now all those earthworms and insects and everybody will go right back to living where they were and just tending the soil, which is what I want, and hopefully leave my strawberries alone. Although now they're not strawberries, now they're leaf berries because I use leaf for mulch. Okay, that's it. I've got some monkey grass to put in and some other stuff to put in, and I'm just gonna be a little gardening fool this afternoon. Ah, so peaceful here. Okay, hope y'all are having an amazing weekend. Stay safe out there. Love and light.